It's on now? Oh, there we go. So we weren't on yet? We weren't on at all? Oh, jeez. So forgive us. We haven't been on for the first few minutes. So welcome, Ryerson's Mattamy Athletic Center. I'm Chris McKee, joined by Anthony Gallo. We just got our mics turned on.
A little bit of technical difficulties there.
So 11-7, Thornley out in front. So that's good. Everything we talked about we can reuse again, which is great. Cassius McNeely. So we got Victor Radisej, who's checked in for the first time, number 2.
Good defense that time by Nava.
And the shot clock expires.
TRC basketball.
So not only are the commentators asleep, so are Thornley. So Victor Radisej, fairly new to Thornley, from Richmond, BC. He just joined, early in the new year? Somewhere mid-season?
Got a chance to talk to him after the game back in Vaughan last month, and he's a big boost off the bench as Barthélemy lays it in off glass on the other end.
Mike Damagus with the steal, number 10, seeing his first action for Thornley. Nava uses his body, and he draws the foul. McNeely will pick up his first. Avon Nava go to the line and shoot 2.
Fouls on Thornley.
So thanks for joining us here, OSBA Championship Weekends. Ryerson's Mattamy Athletic Center, of course, the former Maple Leaf Gardens, historic building, mentioned in the quarterfinal. The Beatles played here, Jimi Hendrix, Elvis Presley, Muhammad Ali fought George Chuvalo here, and they let you and I in this building. That's unbelievable. Yeah.
Also, 11 championships from the Maple Leafs. Haven't won any in the new building yet.
Not since 1967, right here. Keyshawn Barthélemy. Damagus kicks out McNeely. Cassius from the free throw line, nicely done.
That's his spot right there. McNeely has a sweet mid-range game.
15-9, Thornley with the lead. 4:33 to go in the first quarter. Nasadis with the follow.
Sadis on the air, averaging 11 points per game.
So if you are out there in YouTube Streamland, let us know. You can hear us loud and clear. Sarandan with the floater airballed it. Or drop us a line on Twitter. My Twitter is at Mr. McKee, MRMCKEE. Anthony, yours is?
Anthony Gaio, my name. Anthony Gaio as Francolini hits another 3. Remember, yesterday started out 5 for 5 when 3-point land in the first quarter.
Francolini can shoot from anywhere in the gym. Adam out of Oakville, Ontario. Senior here at TRC. It's his 3rd year. Nasadis with the rebound. DeVero. Downey for 3, why not? Lorenzo Downey.
Downey, no stranger to shooting the 3 ball. He shoots it at 52% clip. Very efficient from 3-point land.
TRC now with the lead, 17-15. Sarandaran to McNeely, mentioned earlier. Played at Huntington Prep down in Virginia. Downey, long 3 attempt, short, rebound Damagus. Keyshawn Barthélemy, kick out, Radisej thought about it. Sarandran thought about it. He's short, rebound Lorenzo. Nava accelerates to the basket, adjusts mid-air, can't get it to go, rebound Sarandaran.
Good defense that time by Cassius McNeely.
Keyshawn Barthélemy, little kiss off the glass. So smooth, Keyshawn Barthélemy. Mentioned Keyshawn out of Montreal. Played last season at the Athlete Institute. Just named to his first BioSteel game. You know, I know Keyshawn a little bit, having called the Athlete Institute games last year, and Keyshawn and I sat front row at the BioSteel game, and I said, this has got to be killing you that you're not playing in this game, because I felt he was more than worthy, and he was like, I'll be there next year, you watch. And so, a man of his word, Keyshawn Barthélemy will be playing in the BioSteel game March 31st.
And you know what, a lot of controversy around that game this year, specifically with Kobe Elvis, the MVP of the OSBA this year, not being selected to the All-Canadian game. That caused a little bit of ruckus. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you know, I tweeted this out as well. You know, Anthony, I do interview a lot of NCAA coaches writing for various websites across Canada and the U.S. And the one thing every coach has told me is I've never offered a scholarship to a guy I saw in an exhibition game. These are the games that you're going to get the attention. And so Kobe's put up the numbers all season. That's what they're going to be paying attention, not some BioSteel game. I mean, it's a great honor, but that's not going to make or break his career. Trust me, Kobe's going to be playing somewhere down south at some point in the next 2 years or so.
He's so talented, and he has so much time to go. And imagine Kobe with, a little bit more muscle on him. He's going to be deadly.
Really nice young man. I had the chance to interview him up at Athlete Institute a couple weeks ago after calling his game. Demagis can't get it to go. Rebound, Downey. Downey he's just around every ball, and announcers Jinx tosses that one into the Thornley bench.
Careless turnover that time by Downey.
So two of the best coaches you'll find in the country right here. Terrell Vernon, TRC, the OSB Coach of the Year, and Charles Hantomakis over on Thornley's bench. Charles coached AI last year and was at Bill Carruthers for several years before. Barthélemy for 3 in and out. Rebound, Francolini.
Yeah, Coach Hantomakis, one of the more animated coaches you'll see on the bench, but that definitely fires up his team.
Darius DeVero skips. Howie didn't get called with a travel.
Yeah.
He's just slid all over the floor. Long 3 for Downey. Short, rebound, Radisich. So Paris Shan, number 7 on the floor for TRC right now as well. Radisich, long 3 from the lefty. Rebound, Francolini.
Don't expect DeVero to sit much this game. Played all 40 minutes yesterday.
Before our technical issues, Francolini, and he's fouled. He's going to shoot 3. He's fouled by Dial Richards.
Silly foul.
Dymar puts it on me. He knows he fouled him. So I mentioned Darius, the son of a coach. His father, David, head coach at McGill in Montreal. As a coach, you want to coach his son on your team. It's like having an assistant coach out on the floor. Francolini, the 2018 TRC Academic Award winner. Who's got to show love to the guys getting it done in the classroom as well.
Francolini not only averages 10 points on the year, but he pulls in 7.5 rebounds per game. Shoots very efficiently as well from the 3-point line at 37%.
Substitution, Cassius McNeely back into the game. So Cassius will be playing in the BioSteel game.
That was the first time I saw him in action actually last year. Very impressive and only continuing to get better.
McNeely drives to the basket, ran out of space. And I think he could have put that shot up. He got to be a little bit more crafty and look to draw a foul. If you're going to attack the basket, commit to it.
Correction, TRC ball.
DeVero, Avon Nava. Nava for 3, long, in and out. And there's Demagis underneath the basket. Since he's come off the bench, he's provided a real spark. Jameel Telford.
Tough matchup here with Downey.
McNeely puts it on the floor, attacks. Ball bouncing around. Paris Shand with the loose ball.
Refs are letting him play today.
I like that. Oh, great low look from Avon Nava. Lorenzo Downey with the finish. Dial Richards at the end of the first quarter, short on that attempt. So at the end of 1, the defending champs, TRC 21, Thornley 17. So we might as well do our intro of the topic. So here we are, OSBA championships. This is, first of all, congratulations to Crestwood Prep, who won the women's game over Capitol Courts. Electric atmosphere helped set this game up pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. It came right down to the wire. Of course, Aaliyah Edwards, arguably the best women's player right now in the OSBA, hit a clutch free throw there at the end to give them the 1-point victory. And for CCA, you can't hang your heads on this year. It was a great year, and all the credit to them. And and they deserve a lot of recognition for this year.
Yeah, they had Crestwood on the ropes, couldn't put them away. When you let a good team like that hang around, you know, that's what happens. But congratulations to both teams on a great season. And both teams loaded with 4 or 5-star prospects that are all going to go play postseason somewhere. I know Marissa Russell on Capitol Court's already committed to University of Louisville, and she's a 2020.
Of course, the MVP of the OSBAs this year. Very talented, a great season. You'll never see both of them off the court at the same time. They're always, at least one of them is going to be on the court. And that's how Coach Henry Makos likes to play his guards, and I don't blame him.
So Lorenzo Downey with 7. He's the high for TRC, and Keyshawn Bartholomew, with 6. He's the high right now for Thornley. Thornley, of course, what was that, North York, Thornhill area of Toronto. TRC down in the Brantford area. I had the chance to go down to that school last year to call a game, blown away by the facilities. Unbelievable at some of the schools and the facilities available. Obviously, I'm up at Orangeville Prep once a week calling games, have been for the past 3 years. Got down to TRC. We did our first game at King's Christian a couple weeks ago. Wow.
That blew me away.
I mean, never mind the gym and the facilities there. That baseball diamond outside is, I mean, that's as nice. Outside the Rogers Centre is the best baseball field you're going to find in Ontario, if not Canada.
Yeah, I'd second that for sure. And of course, King's Christian home to Lucas Akota, first team all OSBA this year. Harvard commit. He's going to go places, that's for sure. And selected to the All-Canadian team once again.
So King's Christian, to me, a little bit of a disappointment this year. I had high hopes for them, you know. Not only do they have Luca, but Coleman Stuka, is a high-end, getting a ton of NCAA interest, as well as Alex Nawaga. Here's Paris Shan with the steal. Knocked out of bounds, going to be TRC ball. Radisedge, last one to touch it. So we mentioned Victor, also going to be playing the BioSteel game. Big guy, they got him listed at 6'7". Was a high jumper in high school, also competed in track and field. Frank Alini. We got Khaled Taffy Long out there for TRC for the first time, number 2. Paris Shan taking about 9 steps and lets the shot clock wind down.
Great defensive possession that time. If you're Thornlea, though, I'd like to see them get to the line. No free throws in that first quarter, as opposed to TRC getting to the line and shooting 7 free throws.
Good call. Radisedge looking for space. Keyshawn glides through everyone. Kick out. Sarandran had a wide open 3. 1 extra pass. McNeely's got the 3. Swish. Cassius McNeely. Float like a butterfly. Sting like a bee.
Cassius on the year. Not a great three-point shooter. Only shooting at 28%.
Nava. And a little
shot.
too clever for himself there.
Couldn't get the finger roll to go that time.
So Cassius with the ball, fielding a host of offers. Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, long 2, in and out. Maryland, Wisconsin. But if you look at his Instagram account, he's giving these not-so-subtle hints that he's looking like he might be going to Virginia Tech, excuse me.
Like you said, he played at Huntington Prep. I think it's just more familiar to him.
He had a picture of him and Nikal Alexander Walker. Nice finish from Nava, who, of course, is down at Virginia Tech. Probably going to be a late first-round pick in this year's NBA draft. It's a pick of him and Nikal, and it says, you don't need to announce the unspoken. And it was like, okay.
It's all but in writing now.
Yeah. So 8:33 to go in the half. This is a good one.
A defensive battle, really, through the first quarter and some change.
Talked a little bit about those jitters. Both team looks like they've both settled down right now. Adrenaline pumping. You know, the crowd becomes invisible at this point. Telford, Sarandran. Ooh. Extra shot clock winding down. Sarandran at the buzzer.
Beautiful shot that time to tie up the game.
Abalash 6'6", class of 2020. Nice floater from Nava. Avon's come to play today.
Great defense, just better offense that time by Nava.
So Nava, also a senior in his 3rd year down at the TRC Academy. So his last game in a TRC uniform. Shot clock winding down again. Too strong on that attempt. Rebound Francolini. Nava, great vision. Francolini can't get the finish. And Jameel Telford, did he just knock that in his own basket?
And a foul called as well.
Oh, well, is what it is. So Paris Shands will go to the line and shoot 2. Oh, no, it's already in. He's going to convert the three-point play. Excuse me.
A couple times now we've seen even Nava throw that beautiful bounce pass in the paint.
So Paris transfer from Bill Carruthers up in Unionville.
Teams first.
Great atmosphere in the building. Paris drains it. Well, shout out, I got my son Alex came down to join me, sitting over there in the bleachers watching.
Timeout, Thornley.
I managed to pull him away from his FIFA for the afternoon, so that's a win.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of hooked on that. I'm kind of hooked on NBA 2K right now.
That's in his arsenal as well. I think he's in the midst of a good season on FIFA right now. So my son, he's got a boot on over there, broke his ankle. He plays soccer, similar to what the OSBA is for basketball. He plays at that level for soccer. He's one of the top goalies in Ontario for his age. Broke his ankle at the end of the year, or his foot. Out for 10 weeks, came back for 6 weeks. Just broke the same spot about a week and a half ago. So he's hobbling around with that boot on.
Bad luck, eh?
Well, the good news is it looks like he's going to be. We've got about 5 weeks. Season starts in 6 weeks, so he'll be ready for the season.
That's good to hear.
We'll mention, folks, if you're out there, drop us a line on Twitter. I'm at Mr. McKee. Let us know where you're listening from. Anthony?
I'm at Anthony, G-A-I-O. It is pronounced Gaio.
Gaio.
A lot of people get it wrong, but Gaio it is.
I got it right now.
Yeah. Both of our first OSBA finals this year. Very honored to call this game with you.
Absolutely.
It's been a good one so far.
You know, it's talking about, I'm a ex-athlete myself, and I haven't had those butterflies driving to a game and walking down College Street here into the building, into this famed building. I got those butterflies on my stomach myself. I was like, all right, game time, let's go.
I'll be honest with you, I got little to no sleep last night, but very excited for this one.
I'm in the same boat, but nothing that Tim Hortons double-double couldn't cure. Paris Shand with the foul. McNeely will inbound.
I really like this lineup for Thornley. They got great size and two of the best guards in the OSBA right now.
Jameel Telford, I know you're a big fan of his.
Led this team in scoring this year at 17.5 points per game.
McNeely, as the shot clock expires in and out. Mercedes with the loose ball. DeVero, he's got Mercedes wide open look. He had it, puts it on the floor. And he's fouled.
Late whistle that time, but the right one.
Mercedes,
Thornley's number 13, McNeely.
He's got some good size on him. He's big enough, definitely, to play that 3 at the next level. You can tell he's getting that work in the gym, a little bit more jacked than your average high schooler. Well, we know he doesn't skip arm day. I can tell you that.
That is for sure.
Hits it. TRC, 6-point lead right now, 6:40 to go in the half.
I like to see Thornley get back to a pick and roll game here. Oh, beautifully done.
Wide open look, Radisich. Victor Radisich for 3.
Radisich on the year, 46% from three-point land.
Wide open look for Shands, can't get it to go. Rebound McNeely. Keyshawn. McNeely. Cassius for 3 off the back of the rim. Smallest guy on the floor comes up with a loose ball, DeVero.
Also the fastest guy on the floor. Make that argument.
Darius slowing things down. Nava. Oh. And Avon just lost a handle on it, and it's kicked by Sarandran. Good call by the refs.
Out of control. Drive to the basket that time. Even Nava got bailed out.
Coming in for number 13 and number 2.
So I'm a little tangled under your chair there. Can you sit up for 1 sec? There we go. Boom. Thank you. Nasadis to Shand. Lorenzo Downey, long three. Ooh, Lorenzo Downey from Scarborough hits that.
You cannot leave a great shooter like that open from three-point land. Over 50% on the year. Unacceptable for Thornley.
Well, mention at the top, Lorenzo in that quarterfinal game when Sabri Phillip went down injured, he put this team on his back, was really the emotional leader. Mike Domagos back on the floor. Nice little kiss off the glass.
Getting back to Sabri. Good to see him in the building today after successful surgery. Wish him the best of luck in his recovery. Hopefully
Absolutely.
It's a quick one.
DeVero, lovely floater. Darius DeVero.
Over inside, it's DeVero.
Showing his bag of tricks there. Keyshawn Barthélemy.
Great help defense that time.
No foul called. A lot of bodies banging around in there, but no whistles being blown.
Definitely letting him play today.
Nava. And it looks like it was a Dial Richards. Little push in the back on Paris Shand.
See, sometimes I don't understand why that call is made, but you see contact down here at the rim, but I don't want to get on the refs too much here.
I do.
Don't hold back.
Well, my guy Vince Bull isn't here. I always chat with Vince. He calls a lot of the games up in Orangeville. And he says, he kind of called me out. He says, I go back and listen to all the games and that, so I heard you say that. I was like, oh.
Was not expecting that.
Yeah. I know the players go back and watch. I didn't think the refs go back and watch, but they do. So things finally starting to warm up here in downtown Toronto. It's been blistering cold and horrid snow that's just draining the life out of me, and we're almost at that point where you can see the light of day. The spring's coming.
You know what? I don't mind these high winds as long as there is no snow and ice on the ground.
I mentioned I parked a few blocks away, had a nice walk in down College Street. I was thankful for that.
So here's the story. So I've never really been to this facility, and I didn't really know where to park. So I parked in an underground college parking spot near the actual Ryerson campus over there. At the end of the first day, $37 I paid for parking.
Okay,
unbelievable.
I know that. See, that's a rookie move, right? Same thing underneath. I mentioned that on one of the broadcasts leading into this. I say, don't park in those undergrounds, because I'm here every Thursday. I call women's professional volleyball on this, and I got suckered in one time, paid $40 as well, and I was like, none of that. Normally what I do is I take the train down, park to Kennedy Station, and take the train down. Darius DeVero, Nava thought about it, and he should have leaned into Domagos, who was kind of a little out of control there. He would have had himself three free throws. Easy for me to say.
They're going to call that an offensive foul, it looks like. Looked like Nasadis got a little too aggressive
TRC
that time.
Number 8, Nasadis. That's his second and the team's second.
Nasadis' second foul. 34-28, TRC in white in the lead. Thornley Thunder in black. Trailing. TRC mentioned the defending champs. McNeely short on that attempt. Dial Richards tipped it to Barthélemy. Keyshawn short. Rebound, Nasadis leaves it for DeVero.
For the two-star guards in Barthélemy and McNeely, surprisingly they both shoot under 30% from the three-point line. Once they get that three-point shot, they're going to be unguardable.
Keyshawn already fielding a host of offers. Will no doubt be playing at the next level in the States. Lorenzo Downey making a case. Where's my offers, he's saying.
Timeout, Thornley.
You know what? If I'm Thornley, it's almost a repeat of what happened yesterday. They were down Orangeville by 10+ yesterday in the second quarter. And then out of halftime, they came out, ended up taking the lead, had a great defensive third quarter, and ultimately had the upset against the Bears.
Well, yeah, disappointing. I was at work doing my radio shift yesterday. Besides doing this, I do traffic and weather for News Talk 1010, TSN 1050, and Jewel 88.5. So I was watching in on the live stream, and it was just poor shot selection from Orangeville, and Thornley just could not miss down the stretch, and you could feel that momentum. Once they hit like two threes, you're like, uh-oh, this is Thornley's game, and it just kept raining and raining.
Yeah, I didn't think Orangeville did a great job of getting their star players involved yesterday. You'd like to see a little bit more out of Giovanni Scott yesterday, but it is what it is now. You got to recuperate if you're the Bears and try and have a great season next year.
You know, one thing, obviously I got to see quite a bit of them calling all their home games. Because there's so many players, they let everyone get involved at certain points, and I think down the stretch, it's almost like, in the NFL when you clinch, home field advantage, and then they rest players the last 2 weeks, it's hard to kind of rev that up, and I think maybe somewhere down the stretch, they got to just have that killer instinct and just don't worry about blowing kids out, or just blow teams out, go into that playoffs at full steam, and I think they kind of backed in a little bit, and they got caught up against a really good Thornley squad.
Of course, Thornley, the only team to hand Orangeville their 2 losses this year.
Barthélemy misses on that attempt. Jameel Telford short. Rebound to Vero. Pushes it ahead for Nava. Nava from the free throw line. Lovely jump shot.
That was beautiful. Taking an 11-point lead here.
39-28. Keyshawn inside to Telford, loses a handle on it, and it's going to be called a charge on Telford.
Thunder kind of falling apart here at the end of this first half.
Number 5, and that's his second, and the team's second.
Now you also wonder, the legs on these guys. This is 3 games, 3 days in a row, and that high intensity, when you play at this level, it kind of drains you emotionally. How do you go back and reset the next day?
Yeah, and of course, both of these teams like to play at a very fast pace. To DeVero, yet to sit in this game so far.
Oh, McNeely picks DeVero's pocket, cashes McNeely with the dunk. Maybe that'll wake up Thornley.
Great for the Thunder to get a little bit of momentum going into this second half and end the quarter great on a nice run.
Nice dish, good extra pass. Lorenzo Downey, wide open 3. He can't miss. Lorenzo Downey slaying him.
That's 3 3-pointers here in this first half for Downey.
Coming in, I thought if TRC is going to have any chance with their best player sitting over there on the bench in a cast, it's got to be Lorenzo Downey that steps up. Hey, here he is. Downey. They're giving him way too much space. Ooh, in and out.
Lucky that time, but you cannot go under the pick that time. You got to go over it and fight through it.
Keyshawn showing his ball handling skills. Radicich.
What a closeout that time by Shan.
Navas slowing things down, taking some instruction from Coach Vernon over there. Mentioned OSBA Coach of the Year. Downey. Oh, Demagus sold that one pretty well.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
I didn't realize Neymar showed up to play for Thornley today. Yeah.
Throwing some shots.
Yeah. He needs a Brazilian shirt on there.
Well, you know what? I'm Italian, and we used to get the rap for all the flops that we did, but I think Brazil's kind of taken over that mantle.
They've taken over. The Italians got to thank them for that. Barthélemy for 3. Keyshawn can't get it to go.
There's a lid on the rim right now for this Thunder team.
Avon Nava. Fadeaway jumper. Avon Nava doing his best Kobe Bryant impersonation.
Pulling out everything from his bag today.
44-30, largest lead of the game right now for TRC. Thornley got to stop the bleeding. Demagus from the corner. Mike Demagus responds.
They needed that one. Now a chance for 2 for 1 for TRC.
Loving the energy that Demagus has brought off the bench for Thornley. McNeely picks his pocket. He's got to watch from behind and does an excellent job of shielding the ball and drawing the foul. He could smell Downey breathing down his neck.
That's 2 steals now for Cassius McNeely down the stretch here in the second quarter, I should say.
Cassius representing Malvern, the Scarborough area. I love that. I looked at his Instagram yesterday, and it doesn't say Scarborough, it just says Malvern, which I'm Scarborough born and raised, so I always show love to my Scarborough guys. You know Dickie D, the ice cream, when you sell ice cream on a bicycle?
Okay, yeah.
I used to do that in the Malvern area when I was a teenager. Yeah.
I had a chance to interview Cassius actually after the first round, and I set him up for a question, see if we would be humble or not. I said, "Who's going to stop you guys?" Nobody,
Yeah.
And that's it.
Substitution number 32 and for number
Dimar
13.
Dial Richards back into the game. Mentioned off the top. Plays with the Jamaican national team. DeVero, 20 seconds left in the half. Thornley will have another chance at a shot.
Inside for
Definitely
two,
will
number
now.
7, Shen.
Parashan with that basket. Keyshawn will hold for the last shot. Kick out to Magus from the corner. Too strong. Put it up, Radisich. What are you waiting on?
Not great awareness of the clock that time from Radisich.
Mental errors.
And at the end
So those
of
nerves
the
look
first
still very
half,
apparent at the half.
46,
So at the half,
Thornley,
TRC
35.
46, Thornley 35. Are we going to take a break?
I think so.
All
It's
right,
up to you.
we'll see you back in about 15 minutes. Check 1-2. Coming back a little early at the half, Chris McKee, joined by Anthony Gallo. OSBA Championship Sunday. You want to run through some of the stats?
Yeah, you know what? I said it after the first quarter, and it's still bothering me. I think in order for Thornley to win, they gotta get to the line. They've only been there once so far, but they've hit both of them. But you know, TRC is getting to the line at will. They've been there 5 times, 6 of 10 from the free throw line, and I expect Thornley to come back. And in a close game, that can be the difference maker.
Yeah, so also, we're just reading through some of the comments on YouTube. I do know that Huntington is in West Virginia. I made a bit of a mistake. Just in the, the adrenaline of the game, you're reading notes, looking at the game, but I always know that people in West Virginia do have a bit of an inferiority complex to those in Virginia, so my apologies. It's like, the way the rest of Canada, they have this inferiority complex of people from Toronto. They're like, that's the same way with West Virginia and Virginia.
Also, I wanted to add with these numbers here, TRC's out-rebounding Thornley right now, 23-9. That's huge. Especially Thornley's big man got to get on the glass there.
So Cassius McNeely, top scorer for Thornley with 11. And then Lorenzo Downey with 16.
He's having a field day from three-point land, 4 of 7, 57% right now.
Yeah. So Downey, absolutely the hot hands in that first half. So if you're Thornley here, to me, Keyshawn Bartholomew was lights out yesterday in the second half. He's got to go up. He's got to step up his game, and sort of, he's been playing the distributor. He's got to start shooting. And it's one of those, hey, live and die by it. If you keep missing, don't care. Keep putting it up. So we're getting set. Start of the second half. TRC, the defending OSBA champs, with an 11-point lead. Back on the floor for TRC, Darius DeVero, Lorenzo Downey, Adam Francolini, Victor Nasadis, and Avon Nava. For Thornley, Cassius McNeely, Abalash Sarandran, Daimar Dial Richards, Keyshawn Bartholomew, and Jameel Telford.
Something to look at here with Cassius McNeely. Looks like he's got a bandage on his right shoulder there. Wonder if that's going to affect him throughout the second half. I highly doubt it, but
maybe he just got a new tattoo, and that's the bandage on it. Yeah,
fair enough.
Francolini underneath to Nava, wide open look, way too easy.
That's way too easy, especially out of the half.
And you see Keyshawn and Jameel kind of going at each other, each blaming the other. McNeely, Dial Richards, Cassius with a floater. Nice basket from Cassius McNeely. Nasadis attacks the basket. Lovely. Victor Nasadis.
What a first step on Nasadis that time.
He is deceptively quick. And he's long. I mean, he's got those long arms on him, too. Plays a lot bigger. What do they got him listed at? 6'6"? Yeah, 6'6". He plays like 6'8", 6'9". Sarandaran, nice dish inside to Dial Richards. Bomb. With the basket. (50-39). TRC, Francolini. Too strong. Rebound, Dial Richards.
Not a great shot that time. Coach Vernon probably not happy with that one.
Keyshawn in the corner. Telford thought about it.
Great closeout defense by Downey.
Sarandran, wide open look, Bartholomew, way too strong. Keyshawn, ice cold. Nava drives to the basket, wide open lane, has it swatted away, Dial Richards. If you can't get it done on the offensive side, you got to contribute defensively. Maybe that'll wake up the Thornley bench. Telford can't get the roll. Rebound, Francolini.
Yeah, backside. Yesterday, that was really their key in getting back in that game against Orangeville. Their defensive effort and getting out in transition and getting easy buckets.
Downey. Reading through the comments on Twitter and on the YouTube, somebody like, they're giving this guy way too much space. Somebody guard him. Absolutely right. Speaking of Lorenzo Downey, and there's Avon Nava.
Yeah, you cannot go under screens on Lorenzo Downey. Shoots 52% from three-point land.
Nava lights out today, playing the best game I've seen him play so far. I believe he was 11 for 11 from the free throw line in the quarterfinal. Sarandran, swish, Abalash Sarandran with the response.
That's got to be a relief to Coach Hannon and Makos. They are not shooting well from the three-point arc today.
Lead at 10, Downey for three. He can't miss, Lorenzo Downey, one after another.
What an answer. It's 4 three-pointers today for Lorenzo Downey.
For my money, Lorenzo Downey's been the MVP of this tournament. Ooh, Sarandran back-to-back threes. Jim's heating up. DeVero, Francolini. And I'm with Keyshawn. It was absolutely a double dribble. And then now Thornley gets called with the foul.
I'd have to concur there. The foul's on the floor that time, luckily for Thornley. A quick substitution coming in here.
Radisedge. So Victor yet to get going. And I thought Dial Richards was playing well.
See, with Radisach, it opens up the floor a bit more. He's got a deadly three-point game as well.
Nava, DeVero, Downey. Don't give him space. When are they going to learn? Downey now attacks the basket. Lovely kiss off the glass. Lorenzo Downey all day.
Forcing things right now.
Telford. And Thornley needs to settle down. This one's in danger of getting of a blowout, really.
You need a basket and quick here.
Telford. And Francolini, a little unfortunate. Call with the foul there.
But if you're Thornley, this is how you chip away. You got to get to the line. Get easy buckets here.
So Jamil from Montreal, out of the famed Brockwood Elite program. Also, I believe Keyshawn was from there, and I know Lugens Dort out of that school, which of course Charles Hantomakis coached Lugens Dort last year. He's coached a number of big-time NCAA players. Stefan Smith down at Vermont, having a good career down there. And of course, Lugens down at Arizona State. His potential to be a first-round pick in this year's NBA draft.
Do you think he goes this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he wanted to go last year, but because he spent that 1 year in prep school in the U.S., he wasn't able to, so. I know he'll at least explore the process. Be shocked if he doesn't. Arizona State, big win over rivals Arizona the other night. Nava, shot clock winding down. Francolini way off.
That's where it starts. You got to get good defensive possessions, get easy buckets on the other end.
Telford. Kick out. Sarandran's been on fire here in the third quarter. Keep feeding 24. McNeely from the free throw line.
You know, TRC will live with that. If it's not in the paint and it's not a three-point shot, it's a good defensive possession.
Nava. Air ball. Well, that's the first poor shot I've seen from Avon today.
Surprisingness, really.
He's due for one. He's been playing so well over the past couple days. And you see the difference, you know, it's the maturity of this TRC team, and then you see a team like Central Tech loaded with talent, but it's all 2021s, you know, give those teams a year or two. That's the difference when you got a team full of seniors like this. Barthélemy from way downtown can't get it to go. Shand with the rebound.
Barthélemy 0 for 7 from beyond the arc today. The lid on the basket.
He's got to keep shooting. Downey, ooh, Lorenzo Downey puts it on the floor, hammers it away.
Oh, that was a grown man move that time by Lorenzo Downey.
There's the MVP right now of the OSBA playoffs.
And right now, to me, it's not even close.
If they give it to someone else, I may go pull a Kanye West, what he did to Taylor Swift, rip the trophy out of their hand and give it to Zoe.
Tough shots right now for Thunder, forcing things.
DeVero, Downey. Someone's got to foul him hard, you know? DeVero, short, and Francolini couldn't get a handle on it.
Boy, Downey, you know, he's feeling it today. Seems very loose on the court, and I think making 5 3-pointers today has something to do with it.
Mention, you know, hey, this guy's all over the floor. Someone in Thornley's got to put a body on him. Someone's got to let him know, hey, you're not just going to get a clear path to the basket. Bartholomew.
D'Avero's been shutting him down all day.
Dial Richards in the corner. Demagus out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Poor court awareness that time.
Basketball. Substitution, Thornley.
I mentioned none of these guys, I mean, they've been here for 3 days in a row, but this isn't their home court, you know? It's still that unfamiliarity as where's those little lines?
And of course, the 3-point line, the FIBA 3-point line. So it's a little bit farther than usual at their home gyms.
Lorenzo Downey. Oh, unreal.
What a first step that time by Lorenzo Downey.
Lorenzo putting on a clinic.
He's putting the world on notice right now.
No response from Thornley. Keyshawn again missed from 3.
0 of 8 today.
Downey, step back for 3. Ooh, that the gym would have like erupted if he hit that.
If he hit that one, I would have went and got the MVP and gave it to him right now.
Right then. Excuse me, I need that trophy.
It's in danger of getting out of hand here.
Lovely. Dial Richards with the dunk. Nice pass from Radisedge. Good vision. 61-49. Coach Hantamakis letting them play through it. You know, I'm a big fan of that. You can't just call a timeout during every, you know, run the other team has. Paris Shand. And that's going to be a foul on Downey.
Boy, when it looks like Downey's out of the play, he just appears out of nowhere. He's been all over the floor today.
Fouls on TRC's number 13, Downey. That's his
So
third.
back onto the floor, Telford and Cassius McNeely for Thornley. Victor Nasadis, Downey will have a breather.
And now for the Thunder, you see him go to the bench. This is the time to get going. Especially with their leading scorer on the bench right now. It's a good opportunity to chip away.
I don't imagine Lorenzo will be there long. Quick breather, drink of water, and then back on the floor. McNeely.
Look at that lockdown defense by DeVero.
What's the call? It's on DeVero.
Fouls on TRC's number 1, DeVero.
I thought that was more like a blocking foul as opposed to a hold, but to each their own.
As the English soccer commentators say, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, all right?
I like to see this man get going here. Jameel Telford.
McNeely puts it on the floor, attacks the basket.
Everything but the finish that time.
And we got to see a little full court press here from Thornley. They got to create some kind of turnover. Francolini, kick out, Paris Shand. Rebound, Sarandran. Cassius McNeely.
You got to close out the quarter on a big run here if you're the Thunder.
Sarandran had the hot hands. Tip to Demagus. Mike Demagus with the basket.
Good awareness that time by Richards. The tip is to his teammate on the offensive glass.
Lead back down to 10. So Thornley not letting this get away from them. They keep chipping away.
Starting to hear the Thornley fans behind us getting a little bit louder as they chip back into this game.
Nava. And is Demagus getting called with a foul? Yeah.
It's a tough call that time.
Fouls on Thornley's number 10. That's his first and the team's second.
Demagus played at Metro Prep before coming to Thornley. Really like what I've seen out of him. A real spark off the bench. Nava. Ooh, swished around the rim about 8 times and finally dropped.
That's the definition of a shooter's roll right there.
Under a minute to play in the third quarter. McNeely for 3. Short on that attempt. Rebound DeVero.
Both guards have been ice cold from beyond the arc today.
Nasadis racing down the floor. Hammers that one away. Victor Nasadis.
You think he's fired up? Boy,
Talked about it earlier. He's so deceptively quick. McNeely hammered, and he'll get himself to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, he earned those ones.
TRC's 23, Francolodi.
Cassius rated as a 3-star recruit
His second, team's
on
third.
several of the big American recruiting services. Well, one of my favorite Instagram posts I've seen recently, Ed Reed, obviously the NFL Hall of Famer, played at the University of Miami and then with the Baltimore Ravens for years, and he tweeted out, remember, I was a 2-star. And so that's what those ratings mean.
And now, like you said, Hall of Famer and arguably the best safety of all time.
It'd be a short argument, yeah. Nava, long 3, can't get it to go. Cassius picks it up, lots of time for a shot. McNeely. Oh, and if you want to sum up Thornley's afternoon so far, there it is right there.
It was a beautiful move that time. Cassius McNeely unable to get the finish.
So Thornley's got to wake up here. You know, if you're Coach Hantamakis, what's the message here? What do you got to do to get these guys out of the funk?
I just have not been seeing enough effort and emotion from this team. You know, yesterday you saw Coach Hantamakis running up and down the bench, how fired up he was, and today you're really seeing none of it. And I think it all starts with the guards. You know, if it's not working from beyond the arc, you got to get in the paint, draw some fouls, and get to the line.
You know, what do I got to do to get a free T-shirt?
Wave your hands in the air. Looks like they're throwing mini basketballs out now. Of course, Devin Gray out there.
Yeah. So big shouts to all the people involved with the OSBA putting this production on. World-class event here at Ryerson's Mattamy Athletic Center. Shouts to everyone at Ontario Basketball.
Boy, who knew Devin had an arm like that?
Little white stripes, 7 Nation Army.
You know, it might sound weird coming from a kid like me, but you know that it takes me back to my childhood. This song, early 2000s, white stripes, their prominent time. Of course, Jack White's still doing his thing.
They're still kicking around, yeah. Here we go, some Technotronic Pump Up the Jam circa, I'm going to say 1991. This takes me back to my childhood. Right, yeah.
See, I remember this from Space Jam.
Space Jam 2, of course, coming out starring LeBron James.
Of course, LeBron James for the first time since 2006 won't be in the NBA playoffs this year. It's going to be a very different feel.
That's what happens when you show up to the arena drinking wine. And then you blame everyone else. Keyshawn Barthelemy with the ball. Radisedge. That's what you need if you're Thornley. Big 3. Start out the fourth quarter. 65-55. Lead back to 10.
Thornley now only 8 of 28 from three-point land today.
Francolini. Downey, best player on the floor today. Ooh, swatted away by Victor Radisedge. Telford, and there's the response. Thornley chipping away. That's the energy you wanted out of the start of the fourth quarter.
Quick timeout here by Coach Vernon. Smart timeout. Thornley starting to get a little confidence here. I said that's what propelled them yesterday. Their great defensive possession. Finally, very rare today, you've seen good help defense on Lorenzo Downey. Not just Lorenzo Downey, the rest of the players. And just like that, Radicic comes with a block and an easy layup on the other end for Telford.
I'm too busy jamming to the CNC Music Factory here. So I think one of the reasons why they're playing some of the older music is the newer music, it sort of triggers a copyright infringement, and some of the YouTube streams get yanked down because of it. So I think they play more older songs than the algorithms don't pick up on them.
Oh, so that's why I've been going back to the 90s, huh?
That, or they're just trying to show me some love. Show the old guys some love. So Keyshawn Barthélemy running to the training room, limping a little bit.
Not a good sign here. He's been off today, but he's a closer. Arguably the best player on the team.
So looks like he's going to go get taped up, something. So Barthélemy off to the dressing room.
See Dominguez in now.
TRC basketball.
So 65-57, Thornley. 2 big baskets to start off the fourth quarter. Lorenzo Downey. Nava. Nasadis switches hands. He's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Can't say enough about how good Victor's been this weekend.
24, that's his third.
Yeah, he's really stepped up since Sabry's gone down.
Well, that's what you need. That was my question. When I saw him, it was like, okay, are they all just going to say, all right, our best player's hurt now. Now what do we do? This is no, they looked themselves in the mirror, kind of came together, and I'm really blown away at what TRC's done.
You know, it seems like they're really playing with a chip on their shoulder. Or you know what, rather, they're hard on the shoulder, playing for their brother. And you know, Sabry was a huge, huge part of their success this year. Obviously a San Diego commit. He's going to have a lot of success in his future. I'm happy he committed before that injury.
So balls just falling in and out of the basket for Thornley. And I don't like the effort when I just saw McNeely. He missed it, and he was too busy fixing his hair as opposed to racing back, getting back on defense. That's not going to win you a championship, son.
Certainly not. Might earn you some Instagram likes, but that's about it.
Offensive foul on TRC's number 14.
Good job by Mike Dominguez to sacrifice his body that time. Those are winning plays right there, and this is where champions are made in the final 8.5 minutes here in the fourth quarter. One of these players on Thornley's got to step up.
McNeely. 8:20 to go in the ball game. Sarandran hit a couple big threes today. McNeely trying to back down the much smaller Devero, has his pocket picked by Francolini.
Not a smart play that time. I understand where he was going with the size advantage, but good help defense by Francolini.
Devero, kick out Nasadis. Francolini from way downtown. Adam Francolini.
Boy, that's a killer right there.
Telford looking for the response, in and out.
Just hasn't been going for him all day. See Barthélemy on the scorer's table, nice turnover.
And then a careless foul by Francolini, and he just tackles Mike Dominguez.
Fouls on TRC's number 23, that's his third.
And that was even a bit of a careless foul because you still had the numbers. There was 3 TRC defenders back. Dominguez a little worse for wear after getting tackled. Is Ed Reed on the floor? You got to bring it back full circle, right?
It's the beauty of broadcasting, isn't it?
So Keyshawn Barthélemy back on the floor after going to the dressing room, getting attended to.
Refs having a discussion here.
Inbounding underneath the basket.
You know, it seems every time Thornlea gets a little bit of momentum, I should say, TRC's right there with an answer, whether it's a big three or a big dunk.
Radicic turnaround jump shot.
Welcome sight for Radicic.
Mentioned Radicic, a class of 2020 out of Richmond, BC. First year in the OSBA. DeVero. Nice little kiss off the glass, Darius DeVero.
Oh, that's wide open. Bartholomew 0 for 9 from three-point land today. It's been a huge factor.
It's funny because on the way down, I was shouting my son. I thought Thornley was the favorite in this game. I said, for TRC to win, I think Thornley's got to have one of, if not their worst shooting games of the year, and there it is. Francolini shooting the lights out. Adam Francolini.
It's not having a bad shooting night. It's all of TRC right now. They have taken full command, a 16-point lead here. Still lots of time, 6:49 left, but Thornley is hanging on life support right now.
So I think this is one of those points in the game where you can't just rely on your coach to deliver a message and try to create some emotional boost. Those players in black got to look at each other and say, hey, let's go. Let's pick this up.
Yeah, seriously. It's the last game of the year. The last game for some of these players at Thornley. You'd like to see a little bit more emotion out of these guys.
So Keyshawn Bartholomew, Cassius McNeely. But, if you're Keyshawn, keep shooting, right? You can't worry. Yeah, you've missed them, but the next one might go in.
Yeah, he can catch fire. He's a flamethrower. Right now, TRC has played next to a perfect game. Low turnover game, shooting lights out from 3-point. They've played their game and at their pace all game.
There's some black box, circa 1990. What year were you born?
97.
97. That was a good year.
Yeah, of course, I was born.
Yeah. I finished college the first time in 1997.
Boy, you're showing your age here, Chris.
And then I finished it for the second time. I went back to broadcasting school in 2017. So here we go. Back to the action. TRC shooting the lights out, and it's coming from everyone.
They really need a run here.
Telford, Bartholomew. Nice little floater, Keyshawn with the floater.
He just needs to see one go in, that's it. You can get going and in a hurry.
Nava. So crafty, such a smart player. Nice dish inside.
No call, there's gotta be a...
No basket is gonna be an offensive on Victor Nasadis. Terrell Vernon not happy about that.
I thought they were on the verge there of not blowing the whistle. On that play, you have to call something. I thought that time it was the right call.
I agree. Either way, the crowd has definitely woken up in the Mattamy Athletic Center.
Well, we got a packed house here.
McNeely, Sarandran, underneath to Telford, and that's good call. Lorenzo Downey got a good chunk of Telford's jersey.
One more, and then they're in the bonus already.
He's number 13, that's his fourth.
Parashan coming back in for Downey.
I don't expect him to rest long.
Did they say that was his third or fourth? Sorry.
I'd have to go back and check.
All right. Radicic, Sarandran, Telford, kick out Bartholomew, keep putting it up. There it is. Keyshawn Bartholomew finally hits one.
Boy, that's got to be a huge sigh of relief for Bartholomew. They're going 0 for 9 on his first 3-point shots.
Nava.
Play lockdown defense here.
Nava weaves through everyone and can't get that one to go, but does draw the foul. He'll go to the line and shoot two, and he is absolute money in the bank from the free throw line.
Fouls on Thornley's number 2.
For Thornley here, yes, he's going to head to the line for two, but also the clock stops, and it's got to be big.
Plenty of time to go, 5:34 to go in the ball game, excuse me. Avon out of Mississauga, Ontario.
You know, I think he's going to be a really good U Sports point guard.
Absolutely.
He's got all the tools for it.
Knocked out of bounds by Francolini. It'll still be Thornley ball.
Out of bounds, Thornley basketball.
Sarandaran inbounds, Barthélemy in and out. Telford for three. Jameel Telford, big three.
10-point game again.
Thornley's got to they got to get it down to that 5-6. They keep getting it to 8-9, and then TRC pushes it back up to double digits. DeVero, nowhere to go. To Nasadis, elevated, and he's fouled by Radisedge.
Thornley can't believe it, but give credit to Nasadis. He has no hesitation in his bones.
Fouls on Thornley's number 2. That's his second and the team's third.
This guy's going to be a player at the next level as well. Victor, class of 2019, played with Rise Prep before, their brother school. And that was on Keyshawn. That pass was just a little bit too advantageous, shall we say.
These are not winning plays.
DeVero. Nasadis to Shands. Francolini, shot clock at 5. And he's fouled and one. Adam Francolini. He'll go to the line and try and convert the three-point play.
Boy, Francolini, he's got such a sweet stroke.
Fouls on Thornley, 24. That's his fourth, team's fourth. And heading to the line is Francolini for the extra.
And you know what? It's been the story of the whole game. Thornley starts to get a little bit of momentum, and then right back comes TRC.
And you gotta be kidding me. Sometimes it's just your day.
Sometimes it just isn't, and that's Thornley's problem right now.
Tutsu row. So we're seated here, right behind the camera, the view you're getting. And I'm hearing these things. I want to get up and I got to move a little bit. Yeah. Talked about this during the quarterfinals. This reminds me of during the 1992-93 World Series when the Blue Jays were playing the Atlanta Braves. This was like the Atlanta Braves theme song during that World Series run. So that's what it takes me back to that, which I watched that World Series just right on the corner at Young and Elm on the street on Young Street when the Blue Jays won that first World Series.
You know what?
Yeah.
My mom actually had a seat in Game 3 of the World Series. Game 3 or whenever they were in Toronto, obviously against the Braves in '93. And you know what else? I'm very jealous. She got to see Michael Jordan live, and I could say I've seen LeBron James live and all that, but to see Michael Jordan, I think it's just another level for me.
Yeah. I never got to see MJ live. Obviously seen, several hundred games on TV, but never in person. I did get to see Kobe live, and he had one of his worst games in the history of his career. I think he had about 6 points. It was like something like 4 of 24 shooting against the Raptors. What it was is they had a late Saturday night flight into Toronto. It was the first game of their East Coast swing, and they were playing Sunday at noon, and they mailed it in. Here we go. Thornley got to wake up. McNeely. He's got to make himself known. Cassius drives, and he's fouled by Francolini.
They're in the bonus now.
Adam puts his hand up, owns that one.
Fouls on TRC's number 23. That's his fourth and the team's fifth.
This works out well for the Thunder.
And Cash is a class of 2020.
Heading to the line is McNeely for 2.
Mentioned in the first quarter he will be playing in the BioSteel game March 31st over at the Gold Ring Center, University of Toronto. It's down the street. Hits them both. 4:15 left in the game. Nava. Guarded by Radisej.
It's a mismatch.
Great no look. DeVero in and out. Rebound Sarandran. Telford. Sarandran wide open look. He's got to take that. Telford will. Short on that attempt.
Telford not having one of his best games today.
Nava skating through everyone. Kick out. DeVero for 3. And rolls around the entire rim. It's just luck is on TRC side today. Team of Destiny. Fadeaway. Kasich McNeely in and out.
It's not the shot you want right now at this time of the game. Down by this much. TRC starting to smell that back-to-back championship. 3 minutes left.
DeVero. They're going to try and work down the clock as much as they can. Lovely dish, Parashant. Ball bouncing around, Shantz, and he's fouled by Radisej. You can just see Thornley looks done already. They've emotionally checked out of the game.
Blacks on Thornley's number 2. That's
You know, I
his
think
5th.
part of it is they played their championship
That's his 3rd
yesterday.
foul of the game.
To beat the favorites of this tournament really in Orangeville, it took such a great effort, and of course coming back from 15 as well yesterday. But
Well, I'll tell you though, no, in 5 years, 10 years, no one's going to remember, hey, you guys beat Orangeville in the semis. What they're going to remember is TRC won back-to-back OSBA championships.
Amen.
Now the question is, next year, TRC, how do they reload? A lot of this talent going on to play at the university level.
I think as long as you have Tyrell Vernon as your coach, as McNeely hits down a good 3 that time, I think as long as you have Tyrell Vernon as your coach, I think you're going to be okay.
Lead at 15 for TRC. Francolini spinning around and then through that one.
Ref's going to discuss this one. They might overturn it.
Got the Jeopardy music in the back. Hey, shout out to Alex Trebek. Got to show him love, a Canadian legend institution.
Of course, sad to hear about his illness, but you know his speech really it uplifted me. You know, it gave me confidence that he's going to make it through it, and I wish nothing but the best for him.
Absolutely. Barthélemy, McNeely. And has his pocket picked, and Francolini, I'm with him. Looks like he got all ball. Ref's hearing it from the crowd behind us.
23, that's his 5th foul.
This is it right now. Thornlea's on a lifeline. They need these breaks more than anything.
Francolini leaves the game with 13 points.
So that's Adam Francolini fouling out. Hey, tip of the cap to Adam. What a game.
What a tournament.
What a tournament. Unbelievable.
He's uplifted this team, especially from beyond the arc. Of course, hate to sound like a broken record, but yesterday absolutely on fire, starting 5 of 5 in the first quarter from three-point land and finishing with 7 threes overall.
So McNeely at the free throw line.
McNeely.
Every single basket essential for Thornley right now. 2:14 to go in the ball game. Hits the first.
Trying to make it a 13-point game.
Thornley, plenty of time to make a run here. But I think they got to go full court press. They got to create some turnovers. As McNeely misses the second, Downey with the loose ball.
Looks like he got away with a foul that time.
And good foul by Radisej. They'd broken the press, and Nava had shooters in both ends of the corner. Well, Radisej, now I guess they're talking about, is this a clear path to the basket foul?
I thought there was players near the paint and all, but either way, they're going to get 2 shots here, but.
It is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They are going to call it clear path. Or unsportsmanlike.
Fouls on number 2. His 4th foul. Nava heading to the line, 4-2.
That's a tough call. Of course, they'll gain possession as well.
You know, if I'm a university coach, you need a guy like this on your team. He's unflappable, never shows, you know, never gets rocked either way, regardless of what's happened, keeps his head in the game. Really love what Avon Nava, the player he's become.
Really the catalyst for this team all year, leading the team in scoring and assists, 16 points per game and 4.3 assists.
Barrow, floater. Parashand out-muscling everybody. 91-73. TRC 2 minutes away from back-to-back championships. Keyshawn Barthélemy with the response. And Sarandran with the foul, put his hand up.
That was clearly a foul.
Barthélemy for 3, why not? And short on that attempt, rebound Telford, nice basket.
Where was this earlier in the game?
91-77.
I thought that was ever so clearly a foul by Sarandran. I think he expected as well.
So should mention Thao Beal on Thornley over there in a boot as well. 6'7" player out of Calgary, walking around. I don't know if it's broken or just severely sprained, but he's got a walking cast on. Not able to play today. Well, this has been a fun weekend, regardless. Had a blast.
The Mattamy Athletic Center really put on a great venue for us here. And all of OSBA thanks them at this Coca-Cola Court. Beautiful venue. Obviously a lot of history here. And I'm thankful for this opportunity.
So shout out to my guy Drew from On Point. Don't forget to check out On Point Basketball. I'm a regular contributor, put videos, write a few articles on occasion.
Yeah, I had a chance to intern with Drew this year covering McMaster for social media team and learned a lot, got a lot of great exposure, and On Point is really on the rise right now.
Don't forget to drop them a follow on Instagram as well as the OSBA. Don't forget to click subscribe, stay up to things on all things OSBA. Follow them on Instagram and Twitter. I do. That's how I stay up to date. Who's committing where, who's, scores on every game. It's a great resource. So Lorenzo Downey will inbound. 1:38 to go in the ball game. Thornley bench lifeless. DeVero in the corner, Nasadis, and he's hammered by Dial Richards. But for my money, where was that in the first quarter, in the second quarter?
I think they might discuss an unsportsmanlike call again here. I hope not. I thought that was just a good hard foul. Seems like they're just going to call it a regular foul here.
Heading to the lines, Nasadis, 4-2.
So Victor Nasadis. Definitely a tournament all-star as well in my book. If not for Downey's performance, Nasadis definitely making a case for MVP as well. Barthélemy races down the floor. Keyshawn. If you're TRC, give them the 2 all day. Just guard that perimeter.
You're gonna have to start fouling here.
And Nasadis, the exclamation point for TRC.
Really just adding insult to injury right now.
Long 3, rebound Parashand.
Looked like Telford just fouled him. He's saying he did.
DeVero, Downey, Lorenzo Downey, MVP. Book it. Long three.
McNeely for
Oh, look,
three.
McNeely and Nav having a lot of words here.
And there's the foul by Radisich. 52.5 to go.
On Thornley number 2, that's his 5th foul.
DeVero.
It's just been an all-around championship effort from TRC. They've been here before, and they're proving it right now that they know how to win in consecutive years.
Well, shout out to my guy Ryan Greco. I was chatting with Ryan before the game, called a bunch of games with him the last couple of years, and he said, I like TRC in this game. He goes, they've been there. You know, they've got that playoff experience, that championship experience. I think it's going to come in handy today, so nice call from Ryan.
You know, myself, I had Thornley in this game.
So did I, yeah.
You know, after beating Orangeville yesterday and having an impressive tournament, really. Surprised, to say the least.
Barthélemy puts it on the floor. Nice kiss off the glass for Keyshawn. Lead of 14.
Just a little too late.
And nicely done, well worked out of Parashant. Nava for 3. And he's fouled.
Fouls on Thornley's number 10. That's his 2nd. Now at the line.
Money in the bank. To quote Baca, that's what Avon Nava is at the free throw line.
You got to play to the end here. Play with some pride.
TRC hangs 100 on Thornley. McNeely, nothing but net.
For 3.
And here it is, Nasadis. Get your phones out. Oh, Victor Nasadis. Windmill tomahawk pump.
And I think that's it. They're going to dribble it out now. What a convincing championship effort.
He's got to get it across the half. And there it is, tip of the cap, TRC, your 2019 OSBA champions, back-to-back.
What an effort tonight. So impressed with this TRC squad, led by the Coach of the Year, backing it up in these playoffs, Tyrell Vernon. Well-deserved, and congratulations.
Absolutely, Tyrell, what a job. You know, after the injury to Sabry, his team could have folded. How do you keep a bunch of young guys when they're that emotional together? And he kept them together, and tip of the cap to Coach Vernon.
And they all go running to their brother in crime, Sabry Phillip. What a moment that is.
Whoop, there it is. Yeah. So we're going to have the trophy presentations. We'll stay on mic during the trophy presentation.
Good sign of respect here. You love to see this.
So I got to get my cameras and stuff out.
What a weekend this was here at Ryerson. Congratulations are in order to Crestwood and TRC Academy, both victorious at the end of this 4-day tournament at the Mattamy Athletic Center at Ryerson University, Coca-Cola Court. Beautifully done.
So TRC came in the number 3 seed. Ridley went down, Orangeville Prep went down. Just get hot at the right moment, and TRC definitely did.
Boy, if there were any doubters before this game, they proved them wrong.
I'm a believer.
I second that.
So you want the post-game interviews with them? Because I'm just going to do my own.
Championship trophy is men's League Commissioner Carmelo Malia.
So shout out to Carmelo, great guy. Had a little chat with him before the game.
All right, once again, let's give it up for your 2019 OSBA champions, TRC Academy!
And congratulations are also in order for Thornley. You can't hang your heads on this. It was a great season. Lots of talent. Coach Hannon Amakos making the transition over to this team. And he was in the running for Coach of the Year as well, and he could have either way, if it was Vernon or Hannon Amakos, I think it would have been well-deserved. And
now for your
overall,
final
congratulations,
MVP
Thornley Thunder.
presentation.
A lot of returning talent to Thornley. They're going to be right back in the mix
5
next year as well.
5 assists and shooting 50% from field goal range. This is your 2019 OSBA Finals MVP. It's Evan Novo.
They're calling Nava the
Listen,
MVP here.
hey, kudos to Nava, but Downey, Downey was lights out.
We announced the MVP mid-game. All tournament down.
So I got you.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're going to sign off, folks. Thanks for joining us here on the OSBA YouTube stream. Till next year.
It was a pleasure.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man.